Fighting Blindness Canada's Young Leaders program is a career-oriented initiative that provides young people living with vision loss in Canada with the tools they need to develop their skills and pursue rewarding careers. The session you're about to watch is a recording. To learn more about the Young Leaders program, please visit the link in the video description below. The Young Leaders program is proudly supported by RBC Future Launch, Rhythm Pharmaceuticals, and the J.P. Bickell Foundation. We hope that you enjoy the session and share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.
So thank you for being here today, Joe. And Joe has been working in the television industry, and his objective is to make it more accessible for those with visibly impaired. And he's been involved in leadership with many governmental and non-profit organizations. And now we're going to turn it over to you, Joe.
Hey guys, how you doing? Let's try that again. Hey guys, how you doing? Okay, that's better. I feel better now. You know, you're feeding my ego, and it's really big already. I'm just saying. So, I am Joe Strechay, as Jake mentioned. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm blind. I'm part of your club. I lost my vision due to RP, retinitis pigmentosa. I have no vision at this moment, but you know, we'll see what happens tonight. You know, no, I'm just kidding. That's just a joke. When I talk about myself, how many of you know the term like elevator pitch? Is there anyone who doesn't know elevator pitch? So if you also don't, okay, it's okay not to know. And also don't raise hands because I don't see them, okay? So if you want to interact, you can say something, you can clap, you can do whatever you want. Sound helps for me, yeah. You know, echolocation's great, but I can't hear your hands, I promise you. And I'm not Daredevil. Oops. But so I'm Joe Strechay. I'm a producer and a consultant in television and film. I also do work in the blindness community. I represent the American Printing House for the Blind's museum that they're building called the Dot Experience. That's going to hold Helen Keller's archives, a bunch of Stevie Wonder stuff, but also tell the story about people who are blind or low vision and from different backgrounds, different cultures. I don't know if you've seen shows like Marvel's Daredevil. Okay. Clap if you've seen any of the things I mentioned. The OA, it was on Netflix. A couple of people. On AppleTV Plus, there was a show called See. How many of you have been to the city of Toronto? Okay. I did not do that, but I filmed here for a while. I just wanted more claps. There's a show coming out November 2nd called All the Light We Cannot See. It's a limited series. You might know the book. It won the Pulitzer Prize in 2015 by Anthony Doerr. Coming soon to Netflix. It's my pleasure to be here, but every one of us should be able to talk about ourselves. And I mean in basic terms. I'm Joe Strechay. I'm a producer and consultant, entertainment. I went to Florida State for my graduate work. I went to East Carolina University in North Carolina. Funny enough, there is no state called East Carolina in the United States. There's a North Carolina and a South Carolina. I don't know how they came up with that name, East Carolina. But so I studied public relations and media at East Carolina University. At Florida State, I studied all kinds of things around blindness. So teaching people how to travel, using the white cane or a guide dog, teaching students who are blind or low vision, children, working with adults who are blind or low vision, and then transitioning from school to work. I'm really passionate about employment. How many of you are employed? How many of you want to be employed? Right? Like, I think everyone in this room, whether we're employed or not, wants to be employed. And I feel like everyone should have the opportunity to be employed. But there's some skills we need to know to be successful in life, and I use them, I would say, every day in my life, but also in not just for employment, though. A lot of those skills transfer. So that I am, repeat after me. I am. I am. I am. I am is that, now you don't have to repeat after me. I was going to, but that I am is being able to speak about yourself, talk about yourself in practical terms. So if you meet someone, and I say elevator pitch because if you're getting at the first floor of a building and you're going up to the 22nd floor of the building and you have that time, you're getting on that elevator and someone is on that elevator with you that holds the key to your next job or the job you want, your dream job, any job, and you get on that elevator and you have between the first floor and the 22nd floor to tell them who you are and what you bring. And part of that, what you bring, is I can. Say, I can. I can. So that I can is what you can do. I can use a computer. I can use a screen reader. But more so, general terms, I can use Microsoft Office, Excel, Microsoft Word. 90% of people who are legally blind are low vision. And I often talk about low vision as being kind of stuck in the in-between. If I say stuck in the in-between, what do you guys think that means? Yeah. Yeah. So the in-between, do people understand low vision out in the world? They don't understand blindness, first of all, right? And I would say blindness is a spectrum, including low vision. And every one of us has vision that's different. And people try to kind of paint us into a box, put us in a box. Look, I'm stuck in a box. I can't get out of a box. I'm just joking. I'm not in a box, guys. No audio description needed. But the fact is, people don't understand low vision. They don't understand blindness in general. So we have to be able to talk about ourselves. In my elevator pitch, when I say I'm Joe Strechay, I'm a producer and consultant in television and film, worked on shows like Marvel's Daredevil, The OA, see on AppleTV Plus, and All the Light We Cannot See on Netflix. And then I'll go into other things, what I've done in the past. Even in my state, like my kind of role, there are times I encounter people where people don't believe someone who's blind or low vision. They're often uncomfortable to ask you about your employment because they don't want to offend you. They don't know what we can do and can't do. And that I can is what you can do, but also knowing what you can't do. And I use that term loosely because most of us go into new jobs where we don't know what we can and can't do in that new job. We have to figure it out. And that's whether you have a disability or not. Everyone in this room has to go into that job thinking they can. So that I can, you know your skills, your strengths, what you're good at, but also you know your weaknesses. How many of you know your strengths? Clap if you know your strengths. How many know your weaknesses? How many are working to improve their weaknesses? So just as important as knowing what our weaknesses are to work on them, to improve them. We want to keep working at our strengths as well. We want to excel at them. We want those to become skills, and we want our weaknesses to be improved. You know, whether you're Eric Weinmeier, has anyone heard of Eric Weinmeier? He's a friend of mine. Okay, one person. He summited Mount Everest, the highest peak on each continent in the world. He's a person who's blind. He kayaked the length of the Grand Canyon in the U.S. On the Colorado River, solo kayak, totally blind. And, you know, people think of him as like a superhero. But Eric would tell you, like, technology, he can use his iPhone, he can use a computer and screen reader, he can do email, but he's not an expert technology user. Not every one of us, each one of us has different skills and abilities, and we have to know what they are. The people that are successful out in the world are self-aware. They understand where their skills lie, their strengths lie, but also where their weaknesses are. We have to pay attention to them and work to improve them, and that takes planning. So we have that. Again, I am. Repeat after me. I am. That's your elevator pitch. I can. I will. I will. I will. I don't believe you. I will. I will. That I will, you don't have to keep repeating that. That I will, it's like church, yeah. I've been compared to a reverend before, so I'm okay with that comparison. I'm just better looking. That's a generalization because, I don't know what anyone looks like. But that I will is what you're going to do, what you will do. When we create goals and objectives, do you guys know what I mean by goals and objectives? How many of you have goals and objectives for the future? So a goal could be getting a job. A goal could be completing your education. A goal could be, starting a family. But every goal has objectives. And an objective, it has certain parts to it. I will do this by this time. So we have to say, I will. We don't say, I might. I might do that. That sounds great. I really would like to do that. No, we say, I will do that. Repeat after me. I will. I will. I will. Louder, guys. I will. I will. That's better. That I will is what you're going to do. I want you to take time to define your goals and objectives. Successful businesses all over the world have goals and objectives. Successful people have goals and objectives. I want everyone in this room to be successful. All of you have that opportunity. Everyone in this room has that opportunity. I will be successful. You don't have to repeat it. I was tricking you there, right? Yeah. But I want you guys to leave here today and define your path. Do you think your goals and objectives stay the same for the rest of your life? No. They constantly change. You're constantly updating your goals and objectives. And do we just say, I will do this and that's it? No. We put it in writing, whether we're electronically, because my handwriting sucks, I'm just going to tell you that. I don't know why. I don't know. I print like a champion until I start writing over the same line a couple times. And then, that's why I like to type. But so I put it in ink, electronic ink, some kind of ink. But so I write it down. I will do this by this date. And I define a date because I want to accomplish something. Do you think I just hold that or do I share it with someone else? What do you think? Share. Why do you think we share our goals and objectives? Accountability, I heard that. Yeah, and people will hold you to it. Share your goals and objectives with friends, family members, not everyone. You don't do a mass email. These are all my goals and objectives. Next year, I hope to take the bus from Toronto, Buffalo, I don't know. But don't share them with everyone. Share them with certain people that you think will keep you accountable. By accountable, responsible, help you focus and aim for it. Some of us need help focusing. That's why I write it down. I have a little ADHD. I'm like, cat! Sorry. I thought I saw a cat. But, I guess I didn't. What was I saying? No, I'm kidding. So we define it, we put it in writing, and we share it. We want to be accountable for our goals and objectives. I will do this by this date. And we have, each objective is a step towards our goal. It's not going to be, you can have a 1-year plan, you can have a 5-year plan, you can have even shorter plans. You can have a list of things you have to do this week, but put it in writing. Make yourself accountable. Put a timeline. And again, this can change. My ultimate goals years ago, I wanted to be run an organization around blindness or disability, and I did that. After that, my goals changed. I moved on. Working in film and television. Now I want to have my own shows in film and television. My ultimate goals. And what am I doing? I have objectives specific to that. I'm writing scripts. I write a certain amount of time per day, each day, to make sure that I'm doing that and practicing. I also share those scripts with different people to get feedback, and then I work on them again and more and more. I find other people with similar goals, and we work together on projects as well. So surround yourself with successful people that are doing the work you want to do. Surround yourself with successful people that are living the life you want to live. Surround yourself with people who are successful. And I'm not just saying in employment, not just life. How many of you have role models? When I say role model, someone you look up to. You don't have to interact with them. Eric Weinmeier, back in the day, started off as a role model. I read his books and saw him on television and saw him in interviews. I saw him present. Down the line, we connected, and it went from role model to mentor. I squeaked a little there. Role model to mentor. But so we connected, and he became a mentor to me at one point for a while. And he would help me as I was moving forward in my career and life. I have different mentors, multiple mentors. I have mentors around employment. I have mentors around technology. My buddy, who's a mentor around technology, helped create the gestures that we use on VoiceOver for the iPhone, or Apple products in general with VoiceOver. But he's a buddy of mine, but also a mentor around technology. I have mentors who were just successful people living their life as people who are blind or low vision back in the day. People that are just going out there and living their lives. They were mentors. That peer support, you guys are surrounded by mentors, role models, people that can be peer support as well. Outside of this room, again, I'm squeaking, man. I gotta work on that. Outside of this room, we probably don't see or run into a lot of people who are blind or low vision, unless we really run into them with our cane or something, because cane travel is a full contact sport. I'm just saying. Watch out later. Me and my pink cane. First of all, I have a long pink cane. It goes up to about my nose, and it's bright pink. And my handle is pink. It's a product of Canada. Go Canada. Let's go. Go Canada. Repeat after me. Go Canada. Go Canada. Go Canada. Awesome. So I really want you to think about who you want to connect with. Surround yourself with the people that are doing the work you want to do in your career, your job, your life. People that inspire you. And I don't mean in a weird way. I mean, like, you want the skills they have, or you want the job they have. You want to figure out how you get there, what path you have to travel to get there. And it doesn't mean you have to follow the same path, but it's important to know how people got there. So I work in film. I was diagnosed at 11 years old. My mom was diagnosed the same time as me. She was in her 40s. She was not 11 years old. That would have been really weird and awkward, you know. I have a twin brother, a fraternal twin brother. He does not have RP. I have an older brother who's 4 years older, who does not have RP. But my mom and I both got diagnosed at the same time. She lost her vision in a different way. Her vision, her acuity got worse and worse, how clear she could see, you know, that 2200 kind of thing. My vision closed in like a tunnel. And by the time, I think we all had those pivotal moments. And because people outside of this room don't always know what to say, right? Like, I remember being 17 or 18, and I drove legally in New Jersey to my eye doctor appointment. And I was in my appointment, and at the end of the appointment, the eye doctor who helped diagnose my eye condition goes to me, says, I think you're going to be totally blind by the time you're 25. And he goes, you know, you can pay up front, and I'll see you next time. And he walked out of the room. And I was like, well, okay. I knew RP could bring blindness, and in most cases, and later in life usually. And I was upset. I left that room. I went out and got in my car, started driving in an area I knew, basically pulled over because I got lost and just started crying. But you know what? People don't know what to say. Like, they don't know how to say things. And doctors, you know. Has anyone else had a bad experience with a doctor? Just a couple, right? Just a couple. Well, he wasn't far off, truthfully. I'm just saying. But at the time, it was shocking. And my first semester in college at East Carolina University, go Pirates, arr. Just fun fact, I made up a really, really, really hard cheer when I was at East Carolina University. It was, give me an R. So repeat after me. Give me an R. Give me an R. Give me an R. What's that spell? R. I felt like it's a cheer anyone could do. Yeah, I'm very inventive, guys. Creative. So my first semester, I lost most of my vision. And has anyone ever been depressed about losing vision? I was. I didn't know people who were blind or low vision. I knew maybe a couple people that randomly, and I was shocked. Like, it definitely was shocking, depressing, but I was smart and lucky enough, and I didn't deal with it at first in the right ways, guys. I did things that were not smart. I didn't know what to do, so I started getting counseling, and that made a big impact in my life. I'm not saying counseling's for everybody, but I appreciate counseling in general. You know, I went back to counseling later on during COVID. You know, I was up here filming, and you know, we were all locked down for the most part. I'd go to work and then come home and be in my apartment alone. My wife in the U.S. And counseling made a big impact in my life in general. So whether it was due to my blindness or just life, dealing with life. So I want each one of you to know that it's okay to go to counseling. Mental health is important. It's real. And it's something that you need to nurture and work through. So I asked my doctors about, like, what should I be doing? Should I be learning how to use the cane? And I didn't even know to say white cane. And now pink cane, I'm just saying, pink cane. But they should change it to the pink cane law, all right? Or I don't know, just the cane law. But I think that's a different law in Singapore. But bad joke, sorry. Caning, yeah, that was dark. But I will shut up about that. So I went to the doctor, and they said, well, I think night vision optics would be a great answer for you. You know, we don't think you need rehab or how to use the cane yet. I'm like, my shins beg to differ. I was memorizing a campus of 20,000 students and traveling around at night, and my shins would hit fire hydrants. I remember going out on dates and being on the way there, hitting a fire hydrant, and like basically there was blood seeping under my pants. But and then so I sought out help, and I reached out to services, and they would say they're coming. 3 times they didn't come. So 3 times, 3 no-shows. I was like, I guess they're not coming. When I graduated college, I finally got services around orientation and mobility. But in college, I learned technology. I was lucky enough to be introduced to a lot of technology that helped change my life a bit. But I can tell you, orientation and mobility also changed my life. You know, I first started using it, my cane at night, in public transportation, using in dark buildings, going from light to dark. And then I slowly started using it all the time. I learned Braille, I learned other technology, adapted daily living skills, organization skills, all of those things. And when I was coming out of my undergraduate at East Carolina University, I got these opportunities. I went up and interviewed with these pro sport teams. And how we talk about ourselves matters. And one little thing could change someone's image of you. But you have to own who you are and be comfortable talking about yourself. And figure out what that is and how you're going to do it. I ended up, eventually, I was passionate about television and film. And ended up getting opportunities. I started working on the writer's room for a USA Network show called Royal Pains for 3 episodes. Didn't get paid for it. Then I worked on Marvel's Daredevil season 1 as we created the show, working with the lead actor in the child version, a bunch of other people, background performers, set decoration, and all the props and such. Great experience. And my first question was, is the actor going to be blind? And they're like, no. Oh, 10:30. I am. But, Stella's my groupie. Thank you, Stella. Sam, you're okay too. But, Sam's great, actually. I love Sam. I have lots of love for Sam. But I was able to get my foot in the door. So I worked on scripts. I worked on all those other aspects. But I still, and I didn't make a ton of money. I was living on couches up in New York City because I was living down in West Virginia. So I would commute up to New York City. I grew up outside of there, so I had a lot of friends there. So I would stay on couches. There were days that I worked 16 hours, and I wouldn't have enough time to get home, which my commute was about 2 hours by public transportation, and get back to work in time. So I'd go to like a diner and get food and maybe pass out in a chair. So, and then go back to work. My wife and I both sacrificed a lot for me to get into the film industry. And I wasn't sure that was it. And I moved on. And I ended up getting offered to work on a show called The OA on Netflix. The canes in that show are mine because they couldn't get canes in time. But so I worked with Britt Marling as she was creating the show and the child version as well. And she wrote things that we did together into the script. Got to help with props and set decoration and other aspects. And as we kept moving on, and film wasn't my full-time job. It was a part-time job. I got the opportunity to go work on a show called AppleTV for Apple TV Plus. We filmed in British Columbia in season 1 and season 2 and 3 here in Ontario. And I started off as an associate producer, like a consultant, as they were working on the scripts. And my role grew because I proved myself. I showed up every day. I worked with the writers. I worked with all the different departments. And they started seeing my value that I was bringing to the show. I helped recruit and cast people. And early on, I didn't have that say. By the 4th episode, this one director, Anders Edström is his name, he's like, Joe, I want you standing next to me as we block. I want your input as we're shooting every take. And he empowered me. And the showrunners from season 1 empowered me. Dan Schatz, John Steinberg, they're the showrunners for Percy Jackson and another show called The Old Man. And they became like my best friends, but also my mentors. Actually, Dan Schatz helps me negotiate my deals, which is quite amazing. I don't have an agent, so I negotiate my own deals. So I get input from these friends of mine to see if I'm asking for enough, because I want to keep my 15% right now. But so as my role grew, I went from associate producer. Season 2, I was co-producer. Season 3, I was co-executive producer. And I was able in season 2 and 3 to cast every part and even stunties as well, stunt performers, with the showrunner Jonathan Tropper. Him and I decided who got what part. And it was a work in progress, and it really was opened up a lot of doors. I had a schooling in filming every day, and I've taken what I've learned there and I brought it to the show All the Light We Cannot See, starring Aria Liberti, who's a young woman who's blind, and our child version of the Marie Lore character, Nell Sutton, is also legally blind from Wales. She's adorable too. Aria is doing the work she should be doing. She's a young woman who's blind. She never thought she could be an actor, and she is brilliant. Brilliant as an actor. She's doing the work she should be doing. And people are going to tell you you can't do things, but you can figure out the way to do things. All throughout my life, people have told me I couldn't do something. And I often prove them wrong. Did I fail? Yes. Did I keep going? Yes. You have to fail forward. Learn from your mistakes. So I want you to say, I am. I can. I will. I am. I can. I will. I am. I can. I will. Because I know every one of you will. Every one of you will leave the room today, and you will. You're not just going to say, maybe, I might. You will. And you will succeed. Thank you, guys. And we have time for questions.
I'm going to come to you. I have a mic.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you can there. Okay, here's your hand. I'll bring it over. Hello? Okay.
Hi, so I'm Alicia, and
What up, Alicia?
what up? We talked a little bit earlier, but so I'm kind of like, what you're doing as a career is something that I want to achieve because I am currently in disability studies at Toronto Metropolitan University. And so for someone who's in a small city in Canada, how do you think...
Are you calling Toronto a small city?
No, I live in Sudbury.
Oh, okay.
So it's
okay, I was like,
smaller.
wait a minute.
No.
I was like, whoa.
No. I do virtual school.
Okay.
How could I and how can I get into that career field, because that is what I want to do.
I'm gonna say, put yourself out there. Like a great woman, Alfre Woodard, told me, and we were talking about, if people want to work in film, television, theater, put yourself out there. Join community theater. Get involved locally and start building up. Because people often want to be on television or film, but most people do not start out on television and film. If you love acting or you love theater or you love drama or productions, get started. Get your feet wet. Start volunteering. Start looking for opportunities to be part of something. Put yourself out there. And that's definitely what I would suggest. It's get your chops, Shayla Brown, right? Like we have Stella, we have the fabulous Stella and Sam in this room. Both were on C as actors. Stella was a recurring role, meaning she was in multiple episodes. Put yourself out there. It never hurts. Aria had never auditioned for a show before she auditioned for Netflix is All the Light We Cannot See. We had a worldwide search. I watched thousands of auditions of young women who are blind or low vision. Thousands. And I helped cast for lots of shows, but most people don't start off there. Shayla was doing community theater. That's how we found her. But I would say put yourself out there. Does that work for you, Alicia? You rock on, okay? Yeah. Anyone else? My favorite sandwich, turkey club sandwich. You can doctor it up a little bit with avocado, maybe little peppers, I don't know. Just saying.
Hi, my name is Brogan. Earlier in your conversation, you had chatted a little bit about mental health supports and things like that. Mm-hmm. And my question to you is, how do you balance work-life balance and self-care, and what are some of your favorite self-care activities?
Great question. So film, my work in general, whether it's just one project, and usually you're trying to balance and move between multiple projects to keep, so when you finish filming another one, there's something else for you to do. Because entertainment is gig work for the most part. Like you go from job to job to job. So you might be on a job for 3 months. You might be on a job, All the Light We Cannot See I worked on for years, but it wasn't full-time work originally until we started filming. Work-life balance, okay. Yeah, that thing. I would say I love the gym. I work out almost every day. That helps give me a release. Counseling is a great thing too. Television actually is one of my happy places where I can just not think about anything and just enjoy. So how do you describe television? The man walks into the woman. What? No, that's not. The man walks into the room. That was very inappropriate. I apologize. Yeah, they just ran into each other and fell down on the ground. It was dangerous. But I think it's important, like realizing, and I'm saying, like, realistically, during COVID, I was working a lot of hours, and it was a stressful time, and I wasn't handling it in the best way. I was getting like anxious, waking up in the middle of the night, and I sought help, and counseling made a big impact for me. I also take antidepressants. I'm not saying medications for everyone, but it helps me. Yeah. So, great question though.
Hi,
favorite
Joe.
animal? Okay.
Hi, Joe. It's Stella.
Hey, Stella.
Hey. Thank you for sharing. Honestly, your journey, everything. It's really inspiring. My question is, when you are doing what you're doing, and if you ever had a moment that you were stuck, how do you keep going in the industry, or like how do you not give up?
Definitely. I believe in making my opportunities, right? Like the more you hustle, the more opportunities that come to you. I'm extremely lucky because I gained some notoriety. Like Marvel's Daredevil got me notoriety because Charlie Cox and I are good friends, and he talks about me in interviews. But I would say still, like I said, this is gig work. So I'm always hustling to figure out other opportunities that will help me out, allow me to keep doing what I love. And I love entertainment, but I also love talking to people. I love meeting with young people who are blind or low vision with disabilities, and talking about the path I traveled, but also trying to impact their path. And the more we put ourselves out there, and I believe in killing people with positivity, except for Sam, You know. Sorry, Sam. Yeah. I didn't mean to make you cry, Sam. Sorry. But no, I'm not. No, I really am not. But no, I love Sam. But I keep pushing forward. Those goals and objectives are important to me, but I try to use social media. It's amazing the connections I make. Like I've been able to make virtually and talk to people and connect other people. So I help connect other people as well. Like I just met a woman, Ellen Gould. She's from New York City. She's won 2 Emmys. She's a woman with Stargards, actually, Stella. I should connect you. And she's musical theater type person. She's creating her own show right now. Yeah, I'll definitely introduce you. I just introduced her to she didn't know really anyone in the very few people in the community in the entertainment business, and she won 2 Emmys like years ago, a long time ago. She had a show on PBS, public broadcasting in the States. Yeah, I think pushing forward, but also having conversations with lots of different people. I'm willing to have conversations. They don't always go anywhere, but sometimes you get a little nugget or some opportunity, or you find out that how you can help them. The world's not always all about us, but I feel like I'm a believer in karma. So positivity, not in the religious aspect, but if you put out positivity, positive things happen and positive things come. So great question, Stella.
Okay, we have time for one more. Oh, here we go.
Hello. Ooh. Hello. Sorry. Thank you very much for your chat. I'm Emma. We met previous before.
What up, Emma?
Your RP friend, sister.
Oh, yeah.
Have you faced any, I would say, discrimination in conversations with people? And how have you navigated that? And how have you not let that, I would say, define or outshadow your other skills? I feel like sometimes in employment and just in conversations when you disclose that you're visually impaired, I think that that overcasts a lot of the
Great question.
Yeah.
Excellent question, Emma. You know that that elevator pitch? That's how I deal with often and I'm going to tell you, you're going to be discriminated against. Persons with disabilities are discriminated against. People don't know what we're capable of. Even if you're using your smart device in front of them, they're like, how do you use a computer? Oh. But I kill people with kindness, but I also use that elevator pitch. I can give examples. I was on sea. Every one of our crew had to go through training that I created, like orientation. But we have this thing called daily calls. Like last minute, someone can't make it, so they hire someone. I was on set one day and walking off, and I went to the washroom, which I love that term. I stole that from Canada. I call it the washroom all the time now. So I'm just saying. It's so much classier than restroom. Yeah, I'm just saying. Washroom. Bathroom. Washroom, man. Come on. It's so much classier. But so I had just been to the washroom. Stella, for you and Sam, 10-1. 10-1, right? No one says 10-2. 10-2. 10-1 means you're going number 1. 10-2 means you're going number 2. No one ever says they're going 10-2. Just so you know. Sometimes I said I was going 10-3 though. I don't know what that is, but it's something bad. But I was going to the washroom, and a gentleman came up to me and goes, "It's really nice that they allow you to be here." I was like, "What?" "Excuse me, sir? What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, they allow you to be here to get to see this." And I'm like, "So, what is your role?" And I asked them, and then I go into my I am, and I explain what I am, and they don't. They pay me to be here, and I at the time I think I was like the 3rd highest person on set, or 2nd highest, but explaining, and people will doubt you. They're hesitant. how you dress matters, and I would say it's gotten a little better. I'm wearing a button-down shirt, untucked. I call this my uniform. I have jeans on and an untucked dress shirt, and my hair down, my long hair. And people are going to second guess you. We're always having to work harder, prove ourselves, address the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is this big purple elephant that's standing next to us. You know, there was a study done in 2011 that they asked Fortune 500 companies, human resources departments, about their questions or concerns about hiring a person who's blind or low vision. Number one, how are they going to do the job? And number two, how are they going to get to work? Not even just get to work, get around at work. So every time I go into a job, I have to explain how I'm going to do something. I'm going to explain, why I work in a visual medium as a person who's totally blind, So I have to explain all the time. It's just part of my life. It just takes practice, though. And it's easy for me to say that after years and years of practice. But I also have been in those situations where people did discriminate and they didn't get it even after. You don't want to work for someone who's going to discriminate against you. You can educate them, but if they're not going to catch on, you don't want to work there. Anyone else? I think we're time up.
I think we're out of time,
Yep.
unfortunately.
So
Thank you.
my favorite animal, guys, just before we go, tiger and shark, but not tiger shark, okay? Just wanted you to know that.
Why is that?
Because, tiger sharks are mean.
No, I mean
But- Yeah.
I mean, why the tiger and the shark?
Just because tigers are cool and sharks are cool, but I don't want them put together, though. So
I understand.
I don't want a half tiger, half shark. That's just crazy.
Can I tell you that my favorite animal is a red panda because they're very sensitive to temperature changes and they don't like to be outside when it's too hot or too cold. I think yours is way more badass than mine.
I like your red panda. I saw some red pandas in San Diego or Colorado or something. I don't know, somewhere.
I mean, they're cute.
They weren't in the
like
wild,
to,
though. I promise you, they weren't in the wild. They
They're
were in the zoo.
cute. They like to eat like treats. I don't know. It sounds like me.
That does. It does. It's chill.
All right,
Awesome. Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
so much, Joe. Thank you so much.